The martial arts series this week. We began chin na last week, or what we call joint locks and grabs, and we're going to continue it this week in week 7, class 7, for our part 2 series of what we're doing with our most common grabs and or locks, what to do. So I'm going to again have one of my senior students, Ruby, step forward, and she's going to go ahead and I'm going to be the aggressor, and again she's going to show the principles on how using speed, accuracy, and power, how a smaller person can in fact easily beat a bigger, stronger person if they use the correct technique. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to begin with a very simple demo for the common shoulder grab. Now in real life, if she's faced this way and I'm grabbing her shoulder, we know in real life what's happening next is that you're coming around to, she already knows what to do, to go ahead and to be pulling somebody to hit them. That's usually how that works. So what we'll do is we'll start here, okay, and we'll go ahead and I will go, and as I go to grab her shoulder, the first technique she's going to show is what we call the step off technique, where she's looking to get away from me very fast. She's going to go in a nice circular motion straight up, making a complete circle with her arm, and no matter how hard I grab her shoulder, it will be physically impossible for me to keep the grab with her applying this movement. So I'm going to have her a little bit this way, and I'm going to grab tight here, and she's going to just swing around and step off. And it's that simple. And I'm going to go ahead and we'll do it again. And notice I'm really grabbing her shoulder tight, and she's just swinging around, taking a step back, ready to go to do whatever she has to do. But there's a second variation to this technique where she in fact can go ahead and immediately attack me. In this one, we're going to go through and do it very slowly first, slowly. So she's going to swing around, lock my arm. Notice she's locked my arm. So if I continue to try to grab her shoulder, it's impossible for me to get away now. She has me in a very strong lock, and she's going to palm heel the nose, doing that good palm heel strike with the thumb tucked in, right in an upwards, forwards motion, right up under the nose, an instant way that a smaller girl could easily beat a guy, or a guy could beat a guy, or any scenario in the body mechanics. So we'll go ahead and we'll do it one more time slowly, and I'm grabbing slowly, she's coming around, I'm not letting go, so she's now locked me up, and she's coming forward with the palm, and now we're going to do it a little bit quicker, and same thing, doing it fast. I'm going to keep my hands out. When you guys practice this, people don't have gear on, you need to be very, very conscientious of not accidentally hitting your partner in the nose, that you're having a hand up to dummy. It should only be senior students teaching this that know how to dummy up so that nobody's getting hurt. So we want to be careful of that. So I'm going to really grab her now. She's coming forward and palming, and I'm going to go ahead and say you can do it even a little faster. And so I'm really, really grabbing, and there she is, boom, and she knows what to do. And so I'm anticipating it, trying to get out of the way to protect myself. But somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, it's a very fast way to end a fight from the grab from behind. The next one we're going to do is the two-hand choke. Why do we show this and include this one? Because this is something obviously not used in tournament ring fighting, as that's not something you would ever see in a mixed martial arts fight, but it's very important to do in terms of street self-defense. So I'm coming around. There are two ways somebody would go about choking. There's what we call arms wide and arms inverted. I'm going to show both ways. Either way, she's going to go ahead. She knows to do a thumb strike that would in real life be to the eyes. Of course, that's far too dangerous to do in partnered up practicing when we're dummying up for each other. So she's going to just do it to the forehead, but in real life that would be thumbs to the eyes. And so I'm going to go around arms wide. So arms wide, I'm choking her, and she's just simply going straight in, straight to the eyes. There's no need to worry about how to get my arms off of her, around her, because it doesn't matter how strong and tough somebody is. The minute they get even nicked in the eyes, that's the end of it. Now if I go inverted arms in like this, she can go around over. So she doesn't have to be trying to struggle to get up underneath my arms. If my arms are inverted in, she can just simply go right over. And so it will be second nature to figure out which to do, depending on the position of the attacker's arms. And the last portion we're going to go through for the locks this week is the shirt grab. So as if I'm grabbing her shirt, it's a very simple technique. We see it in either bullying or even in the street if somebody's accosting somebody else, grabbing the shirt, like, you know, and pulling somebody forward. And again, you'll see she knows what to do. Let's go slow first. Boom. And so you see how simple that is, folks. There's a lot of talk in different styles about what to do with the arms. It really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, when I have both my hands on her shirt, I can't attack or strike her. She's smart. She knows this. So what is she going to do? She's just going to simply go to the nose. If I was really, you know, arms wide or a lot taller than her, she could just do an eye, what we call an eye flutter or an eye flick with the fingers. So she could do the same thing, just kind of throwing her fingers to my eyes, and the same thing. And so there's no real hard practice in that. It's just knowing to stay calm, take a deep breath when you're attacked in real life, and you can't walk away. You need to defend yourself and knowing what to do. And that will conclude week 7, class 7 of our martial arts portion this series. This is class 7, week 7 for Army of Saints here with the cardio portion of this series. The cardio portion for week 7, class 7 is especially exciting for me because now I can start introducing to you guys how we can mix cardio into the martial arts. We already see this with some of the cardio fitness centers you see that kind of have martial arts type moves incorporated in what they're doing. But we're going to actually do it with real style, precision, and martial expertise. We're not just kind of throwing out random kicks and punches. We're fighting with a purpose within cardio. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a 20-minute cardio piece. I'm going to go ahead and give a good example of from a couple different angles. And you're going to start in your stance. And so remember, knees bent, toe-heel alignment. You're going to go ahead. You have your body, your core facing your opponent, hands up, high stance. By now, you guys should start having a good, solid feeling for protecting the above the neck, the head, the face here, because this window is leading to knockout. You want to really protect up high. You don't have to be as worried about the body once you get a more developed external kind of conditioning for the body. So keep your hands a little up. And what we're going to do is we're going to do jab, cross, round, but we're going to do it in a sequence, a repetitive sequence. For 1 minute. You're going to have timers in your training workout. We're going to do this for 1 minute, and after 1 minute, you're going to switch in a switch stance, just like that, and then you're going to go ahead and do the same thing. And then, after you do this, you're going to go ahead and do what we call 1-2 knees. So instead of 1-2-3, like remember there's the mnemonic 1-2 knee, where it's going to be the same thing, jab, cross, but you're going to come out with a knee. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to do that repetitively, getting used to good body mechanics there, and then you're going to go ahead, switch, and do the same thing. So we'll go ahead and we'll do this from the side angle to begin with, and again, every 60 seconds we'll be switching. And so that makes for a very good 20-minute workout. Okay, so here we are starting. And do it at your own pace, because 20 minutes is a long time. Try to always come back to your head after. And switch after a minute. Do a good palm heel roundhouse, coming around. Moving your waist the entire time. And from here, you're going to go ahead and start 1-2 knees for a minute. And really practice keeping your hands up and sticking your waist out with the knee. And from there, you're going to switch. And you should feel yourself as you practice moving forward just a little bit, because every time you're coming forward with that knee, you're actually pushing the body forward a little bit. So in slow motion, I'm coming out, jab, cross, knee, but as a knee, You're actually inching forward a little bit. If you're doing it right and you're practicing hard, you should notice you're inching forward slightly, and that's normal. That's a good sign. And you're going to do that 60 seconds with good clean form. Jab, cross, round, switching, jab, cross, round. When we're jabbing, we're careful not to jab from down here, but to keep our hands up and protecting the sides of our heads when we're having our arms come out. And remember, practicing in the air, as we've taught, never practice in the air with full arm extension. You will tear little ligaments here. It will be problematic. You want to leave a slight bend, a curve in the arm when you're doing aerial strikes in the air. And that pretty much concludes the cardio portion for our week 7, class 7 series. And enjoy it. Week 7 series for the back, for strength exercises. This week we're focusing entirely on how to strengthen the back. It's an excellent muscle group to focus on. As we know, the back leads to a lot of injuries for sports athletes and for martial artists and trainers all alike. So we're going to focus on 4 cardinal back exercises that we feel are the very best for strengthening both the upper, middle, and lower back. And again, you really don't need anything more than a set of dumbbells to do this. You don't need any fancy equipment. There's a lot of other exercises you could be doing if you had a full gym, but these are some of the best, most effective exercises to do, even with just a set of dumbbells. So this first exercise is called barbell rows. And what we're going to do, using the dumbbell version, I'm going to put my right knee and right hand on the bench, and I'm going to have my left leg bent on the ground, and I'm going to go ahead, have my weight here, and again, remember, you're only doing 10 to 12 reps if you're looking to build strength through mass, just through bulk. If you're looking to go ahead and create more cut and tone definition, you're going up to 20 to 25 reps. And so I'm going to just go here, and I'm going to pick up our weight, and we're going to breathe in every time we go up, and we're going to breathe out every time we go up. We're going to look forward, keep our vision straight ahead, bring it all the way to the chest, and we're controlling the barbell, or the dumbbell that we're using. We're not just bouncing up like this, being very sloppy. The back is staying completely still. We're bringing it right up to the chest. And of course, that was on the left side. We would do it on the right side, same motion. And that is for our dumbbell rows. And now we're going to do what we call straight leg deadlifts. But we teach this slightly differently. We do not usually recommend using heavy weight with this, even for our weightlifters looking to do heavy-duty weightlifting, because more often than not, this part of the lower back is very easy to lead to injury. So we do lighter weight. Don't need very heavy dumbbells to do it, but to get definition and strength and tone in the lower back, it's really about form on this. We'll do this from a couple angles. What we're going to do is we're going to keep the legs shoulder width apart, legs straight. We're going to go down. I'm going to go up, and that's it. Down and up. Down and up. And you are using the lower back to go ahead and be continuing these repetitions. So same thing. Relaxed, legs straight, down and up. Down and up. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Keeping the legs straight. And this is something that you want to go ahead and really focus on using a weight that you can handle. Otherwise, this one can really lead to easy back injuries. And lastly, 2 of my favorite back exercises. The first, many of you have probably heard of this before. They're called full Supermans. All you're going to do is you're going to be on the ground, lying on the ground, on your stomach completely, and you're going to have your arms out and your legs out, and you're going to reach up, like so, reaching your arms off the ground and your legs off the ground, and you're going to feel all those muscles in your back tighten. You're going to hold several seconds and rest. And we're going to go up again, and down, and up, and down. And a variation of this that you should also practice for more isolated concentration on different parts of the back is half Supermans, where what you're going to do is have the opposite knee and the opposite arm on the ground, and then the other arm and the other leg up in the air, and you're going to focus on holding this 30 seconds. Your goal is to try to stay linear so that the arm and the leg from the tip of the fist to the end of the foot is staying straight. And then you're going to go and you're going to hold the other leg and arm out. Same thing. Letting your neck rest. Arm straight, leg straight. Try to push out as far as you can with the arm going out and the leg going back, extending as far as it can. And you're doing this 30 seconds. And this is something you can switch up in week 7, our meditation piece in this series. For this week, class 7, week 7, we're going to do what we call the dragon swim. This is a very special moving meditation. It involves coordination of the body and breath work. So it's a fun thing for students in the meditation piece. It's difficult. Most people are going to struggle with it. It doesn't matter how old or how experienced in the martial arts somebody is. I find that many struggle for weeks to be able to get this down to be fluid and relaxed. But that's okay. That's why we're here to practice. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with our legs shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent. We're going to be in a position first, starting out, called holding the pearl. So as if you had a ball or a pearl or like a basketball right at your lower abdomen and you're holding it to you, just like that. My hands are cupped just like this. And you're going to relax. You're going to breathe nice and deeply from the pit of the stomach, what we call the dantian. And I want you to watch slowly, and we're going to show from different angles because I understand the movements are difficult. And we're going to start with our left arm. We're going to go back, straight back. I look back where my wrist is. I go up to my shoulder, and then I turn, and I cut across. Then, as I get to my shoulder, like I'm parrying, I've turned my hand. And then I go down as though I'm following a dragon's tail, and I make an S motion. So we're going back with the other hand. I'm going straight back. My arm is straight. I'm turning it over like I'm holding plates. I'm coming across. Then like I'm pushing something. Once I get to my shoulder level, right across my face as I get to the other shoulder. Now my palm faces down. And I go like I'm following the tail of a dragon, making an S shape. And now here, same thing. Cut across. When I get to shoulder level, I'm turning it like I'm pushing something out of my way on a shelf. And I'm going, my palm is facing down, like I'm following the tail of a dragon. And now, I'm going to go ahead and show it from here. From another angle, I'm going back, coming out, pushing across, palms are down, make the S, and then I'm coming back, arm straight back, shoulder level, shoulder height, like you're holding a plate. Pushing across. When I get to the other shoulder side, palm down. And then like you're making an S-type shape. And that motion, I'm going to go through that right here for everybody that was, I come across, look carefully at what I do. My palm is down. I'm coming down on an angle, and then like I'm catching or swooping something and putting it to the other hand. Okay? So again, across, get to shoulder level, like you're pushing it from one shoulder to another, palm down, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to, like you're catching and swooping something and transferring it to the other hand. Look at that motion again, guys. Go down, like you're catching, swooping something, and transferring it to this hand. And we'll show it again here on the side, so you see it from all angles. We'll do one more series, and again, this is a moving meditation. Now, with the breath work, it's breathing in. Stay breathing in all the way till you get to the shoulder and you start pushing something, like something's on a shelf and you're pushing it out of the way, and right at here, we start breathing out slowly. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Again, inhale. Inhale. Now start to exhale. Exhale, exhale. Now the other hand starts, you begin the inhale. Continue to inhale, carrying plates. Exhale. Across the shoulders, exhale. So go down, one more time. Inhale. Fold the plates. Pushing out of the shelf, exhale, start the exhale now. Continue the exhale, palms down. Continue the exhale, so you're swooping something and pushing it into the other hand. And that motion is called the dragon swim. Your hands might start to really feel tingly, that's a great sign. And this is something that you're doing the breath work, that inhalation and exhalation with this movement. If you can do that, even 5 or 10 minutes in the beginning, because you probably won't be able to stand any more than that, that's a great start. You want to work up to at least 20 minutes. That's a solid, strong, moving meditation. So we've concluded the meditation piece for week 7, class 7, and we're going to always end with the same 4 foundation points that we like the class to go through. Number 1, name one new thing you learned this week, a technique or a specific training thing for cardio or lifting or whatever, and name it what you like and what you want to start to work on, adding to the repertoire of everything else you already have to keep practicing, because remembering this is cumulative. This is week 7 you're at, but you should still be doing a little something from week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The second thing, saying one thing you know you got to be a little bit better about, as far as for you to be that much bigger, better, stronger, tougher a person. Everybody has something. It doesn't matter how many years you've been doing this stuff, everybody has something. So you want to be open and honest about what it is. So try to mention that. And the third thing, the nutrition piece, please remember, refer to the Army of Saints Nutrition Chart of Champions. We made it, we mass distributed it, people everywhere have it and are using it for good reason. It's the right way you want to be eating. So continue to use that as your guideline. And lastly, thinking about dates of due dates coming up for different things that you may have due for the job readiness portion of this part of the Army of Saints curriculum. For whatever the assignments may be, you really want to do it because that is real life capacity building that we're giving youth all over the country through